Oh, yes, it is Friday again, and that means Plan C podcast coming at you today with a solo show from just me, Colin, today. Unfortunately, my other podcasters couldn't be here to record and make this episode, and I still wanted to get a piece of content out for y'all, so here we are. All right, so today I am going to be talking about The Mandalorian in the last episode, which just came out. It's the season finale, I guess you could call it, and it was really, really, really good, guys. Quick messages. Shout out to everyone who has been rating us on iTunes. I just checked. We have a 4.5. Somebody gave us 2 stars. If you gave us 2 stars, I would love to hear your feedback. I'm all about improving, and I know both Cameron and James, James Cameron Productions, as they're known, they would love to know too. Any feedback we can get, anything we can learn, it's all a process, and we love it, and we want to keep getting better for you guys. Hope everyone has had a good holiday so far. I believe by the time this is released, it will be the new year, so happy new year to everyone. Hope your 2020 is even better than 2019, and we just keep growing. It's all about growth, right? Follow us on Instagram, plan_C_podcast. Follow us on Twitter by the same handle. Check us out on Patreon. We accept any support. We appreciate any support. We thank you so much for it. Send us any emails if you have any ideas. We would love to hear them. We are all here for more ideas, just what this podcast will be, where we take it, whatever. We just want to hear what you got. And I think that's it. I'm going to get into it now. Thanks for listening. Okay, so today was the season finale of The Mandalorian, which is the new show that was put on Disney Plus. Well, not put on, but it's the original content. And in my opinion, it is the best thing that Lucasfilm has produced since probably Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, I don't. If you have anything to dispute that, please let me. Please, just send it my way. I would love to debate this. I'm not going to go into spoilers just yet. I kind of want to talk about the show and then go into this specific episode. And this episode's going to be a little shorter since it's just me. Don't want to have you guys listening to me drone on too much because God knows I could take it for only so long. Anyway, so the show itself, Jon Favreau made it. And so I'm going to just kind of start with the cinematography of it all. They have achieved, it's not quite perfect because sometimes the CGI looks a little weird, but they have achieved this near perfect blend of the CGI and the practical shots. I'm sure everybody who doesn't live under a rock knows that, Baby Yoda is this big internet thing now. Well, Baby Yoda isn't CGI, at least mostly. It is a doll. They carry that little green little baby. And I think just with this is Star Wars, so you're definitely gonna have to use visual effects with CGI, right? You have to. You're filming in space. You're filming spaceships. You can't quite do that in this day and age. And yeah, so they find this way to get these amazing landscapes, whether it's a desert scene, whether it's a forest, and the framing of these shots is it's incredible. They know perfectly how to dictate what's going on in the scene through a shot. If the character feels claustrophobic or in a tight space, the screen is mostly taken up and it feels tight. And when when it needs to go wide, they do. And some of these shots are absolutely incredible. I think they do an amazing job with the color as well. Everything everything looks like you can kind of just walk out, and just that could be somewhere in the universe. And I think that's just it's fantastic. To James, you're gonna peel that part out and peel this little part out. Sorry if that makes it hard. I'll write down a timestamp or something. So cut here. So these shots are, not only does it look like you can walk right into it, but it feels that these are places that really exist. And these settings, again, they actually exist. So moving on from just how it's actually shot, the characters are, they're fleshed out characters, and it's not just where you have, the Mandalorian, who is the center of the show, Pedro Pascal, great actor. Shout out Pedro Pascal. You have these other side characters, that you are attached to by the end of the season. And there's even droids that you are attached to. It's good writing that really makes a good character. A character can be likable, but that doesn't mean it's a good character. Oh, my laptop is the fans have come on, so excuse the fan noise. I'll put my laptop over here so it's not too loud. Sorry, America. So, talking about the characters, these are characters that you can relate with, or relate with. This is why it sucks being alone, because I have no one to bounce shit off of. These are characters that you like and you grow an attachment to. They have complex emotions, as any person has. They are impulsive. They're human, and I think with a lot of fantasy, it's really easy to have characters and certain archetypes and really just stick to it. Like, oh, the hero, oh, the jock, and these characters are multifaceted. Shout out Cameron. These characters are multifaceted, and it's really interesting. Well, let me rephrase. These characters are really interesting, and it makes it such a journey to go on, because you can kind of predict of what's going to happen next, but then it just gets flipped on its head. I also think the sound design is great for any Star Wars movie or any sci-fi movie. I think if you have poor sound design, it's not going to go anywhere, but it's pretty good in this. I don't know a ton about sound design. I don't even know that much about, like, just film in general or TV in general, how it's made and all. But I love it, so I pay attention to these things. I think it's relatively easy to figure out what's good sound design and bad. But this has great sound design. Everything from the lasers to Baby Yoda cooing, it's all great. So now that I've kind of described why I like the show, along the fact that, it is Star Wars, and there may or may not be celebrity guest appearances just kind of peppered in here and there, which is always fun for TV to have. It's well made, just in general. The plot is solid. Episode by episode, very solid episodes. And it leaves you in a place where you're satisfied, and yet you want more. It's kind of the thing where you're like, wow, that was so freaking good, but I want to consume more content, right? More. I want more Baby Yoda, more Mando, all of that. And again, I think that's just a testament to how it's made and how it's written and how it's shot, just the level of beauty to it. It's I mean it's kind of dumb to describe a Star Wars movie as beautiful, but this oh, it's again, I'm sorry, it's not a movie, it's a show. This show, it's beautiful. The characters, the writing, the way it's all put together, editing, all great. And they of course they have nods to Star Wars memes and Star Wars jokes all throughout, and there are of course typical Star Wars transitions because you need to pay homage to the originals. Okay, so getting moving on to episode 8. This is a spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen it. If you haven't seen it, go back, watch it, and come back. So, yeah, from here on out, 3, 2, 1. So from episode 6, 7, 8, they were each my favorite episode when they came out. Episode 6 with the heist, episode 7. I don't even remember what happened. Well, they went and met up with Carl Weathers again. Episode 7 and episode 8. Episode 8 just premiered. It was freaking awesome. Giancarlo Esposito, aka Gus, aka Moff Gideon, pulls up and just he wants Baby Yoda, and an assassination droid that, well, I don't need to explain this. I don't need to explain this. You everyone saw this. Never mind. So I want to talk about just what this means. The end of this episode. So again, just to touch again, I don't know why I'm not in the recapping business, but oh, excuse me, I burped a little. Ooh, 2 in the chamber. Goddamn. So this episode begins, and we're like, oh, geez, Mando's fucked. Gus is gonna win, and it's you just think, oh, gee, the last episode left the way it ended. You just left with so much anxiety, and then this one, I thought that they were just going to immediately have to fight their way out, but they didn't. There was some negotiation, and there was some comedic relief in the beginning with the 2 scout troopers on their speeders and their stormtrooper aim, which I thought was amazing. That was so funny. I was also I was almost a little upset when one of them died. One of them was an ass, but the other one was fine. But it was still really funny to hear what everyday interactions were like with just clones. I think that was so smart of them to do, and it adds a layer to this where the episode still would have been phenomenal without it, but the fact that they gave 2 scout troopers like 2 to 5 minutes to just kind of bounce off each other, that was fucking hilarious to me. And then they get dispatched. There was the assassination droid voiced by Taika Waititi, who also directed this episode. I thought he did a great job. He fucks the guys up, scoops the baby because he is now being reprogrammed. I love Taika Waititi. So as soon as episode 1, as soon as I saw he was voicing that droid, I was really hyped. And then the droid died, and then he came back as a nursing unit, and I thought that was awesome. Just this absolute badass, just protector of Baby Yoda. And unfortunately, at the end, he passes. But I thought that was the fact that the fact that they made you attached to a droid who was originally trying to assassinate Baby Yoda. I think the fact that they were able to logically write in, you liking the IG unit is it's another great moment. I want to talk about kind of the fight scenes. So I thought the speeder moment was incredible. And I thought that speeder moment was incredible where IG is just going, driving, shooting. Baby Yoda's just on his chest. That was awesome. I thought some of the Mando scenes were awesome. He literally uses his jetpack, shoots a grappling hook on a TIE fighter, blows up part of the TIE fighter with some explosives, and like just dips just fine. That was awesome choreography and just vision by the filmmakers. I have some recency bias, so I don't know if I really have anything to pick right now. I'm trying to think of something negative because I like to play both sides, but wow, this was a really awesome episode. They 100% saved the best for last in terms of episodes and whatnot. Also, just kind of for the future of this, it is shown in the last. Okay, this is super spoiler warning. So like again, if you value anything about Star Wars or like or you have any like want to watch this show, do not listen beyond here because what I'm about to say is nuts. So once Mando gets the TIE fighter down, in the last scene, it's shown that the gentleman inside the TIE fighter, Moff Gideon, played by Giancarlo Esposito, aka Gus from Breaking Bad, he uses a darksaber to like break his way out. A fucking darksaber. Now, for any of you who don't care about The Mandalorian and have like moved on, or not moved on, but you're just listening to listen, which I appreciate. I appreciate that. Thank you. This is like, I don't know. I don't even know. This is like finding out that. This is like finding out that I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to make an analogy. I'm just trying to say like impact. This would be like finding out that somebody had the cure to the Black Plague like 15 years before it started, and then they just like got rid of it for some reason. That's a terrible analogy. That's terrible. I got to do better. Sorry, guys. Either way, this shit is crazy. It's actually just an absolute bombshell, and for Star Wars fans, it's a really nice kind of reward because they've talked about this and they've thrown little doggy bones at us, just about the Darksaber. And in the Star Wars extended universe, it's this thing that's like really powerful and really insane, and along with like a gray saber, just very rare. And it's absolutely insane because in the Star Wars anthology series, in Rogue One, they're looking through project files, and one of the project names is Darksaber. So the fact that they threw that at us a little while ago, I don't know if it was planned, but knowing Disney, it probably was. I just think that's insane. Some of the scenes with the Mandalorian and Cara Dune are really great. I thought the actress who played Cara Dune was awesome. I don't remember her name, but she is completely badass. She makes, if I were to see her at a bar, I would be very scared of her. Well, not very scared, but like, I don't know. Just don't fuck with her. Don't fuck with Cara Dune. She is an absolute unit who will fuck you up. That is. I have nothing bad to say about Cara Dune. Nothing at all. She is fantastic. Carl Weathers just doing a great job. There's some great little scenes where they're all kind of fucked and he's just taking shots and stuff because he's fucked. He doesn't think he's gonna live. He's gonna go out and feel good going out. I think that some of the Baby Yoda stuff was great. The Flame Trooper coming in, about to blow them up, and Baby Yoda's like, "Yeet, take that fire back where it came." Thought that was great. Giancarlo Esposito, I'm gonna do just about like 2 minutes on him. He actually scares me. Like, he does such a good job of controlled crazy. Like, in Breaking Bad, he was like, he was in complete control. And it's not that I don't believe he's in complete control here, but he's just, he's just kind of on tilt. It's literally like somebody took Gus. And they're like, all right, Gus, here's all this power. You're gonna be just crazier. I mean, Gus is like he's a crime lord, so he's, you gotta have some dog in you to be that. But in this, he is a mad dog, and it is insane. He said they said he kills his own troopers, blah 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 blah. Also, R.A.P. to Werner Herzog, not the actor, just his character. He died, unfortunately. I thought he was good. I thought Werner did a great job at being that guy. That wasn't a good Werner, but you know exactly what I'm talking about if you know the actor. I just kind of want to talk about going forward just with Star Wars kind of in general and The Mandalorian. So I saw episode 9, and for anyone who hasn't seen episode 9, it's not... Oh, well, these are my opinions. These are my opinions. Absolutely my opinions. I didn't think the writing was good at all. I thought that my sister Madeline just said, and I agree with this. I'm stealing her take though. She said that it felt like the writers were just trying to make memes and make GIFs, and I couldn't agree more. They tried to make Star Wars too quippy, and they didn't weave a good story at all. They were just like, this, and this, and these things all happen, and they happen at this time. Not a lot of following the plot. I personally wasn't attached to it. Go see it, because it's a Star Wars movie, so you should see it in the movies. But just my opinion. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap up here because I think I've been droning on for too long, and I don't know how this is going to sound. We're still going to release it. This is absolutely experimental, but it's trying new things, right? We're learning, we're growing, we're trying to do more things. It's all about what you guys want and what we're going to do. That doesn't make sense, but in my head it kind of did. So just, watch The Mandalorian. Do yourself a favor and watch The Mandalorian. It's a really easy watch. There's 8 episodes now in the first season. Each episode, they are all less than 45 minutes, if I'm not wrong. I don't really feel like fact checking that. It's just a good ride. And even if you haven't seen a Star Wars movie once, it's still just absolutely great. They do such a good job at conveying emotion. So the Mandalorian has a mask on his head the entire time, but you can still, most of the time, absolutely guess what he's feeling. It's awesome. Watch this show. You can get Verizon. You can get Disney Plus if you have Verizon Wireless. I'm pretty sure. Hulu has a sweet deal with ESPN Plus and Disney Plus that you can get. It's like Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus for like $12.99 a month. I think my dad has that deal. Try and watch it. 1, 2, 3 movies. Try and watch this thing. It is so good. So I think that's going to wrap it up for today. I don't really have any shout-outs right now. My family is in town, so hello, family. And I just wanted to say again, happy holidays, everyone. We really appreciate all your support. I've been talking to some people recently, and people I wouldn't guess were like, "Oh, I listened to your podcast," and they gave me feedback. And if you're listening now, I really appreciate that. That shit really means a lot to me, and it's honestly better than any Christmas gift you can give me. I know that sounds dumb, but it's just really nice to have a creative outlet that you have a product for. And then when people respond to it, whether good or bad, I don't care. I just want you to respond, right? I just want to know what you think about it. So that'll do it for me. I really appreciate anybody who listens. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Check out our Patreon page. Check us out on YouTube. We're now on YouTube. It's not really much different from just the podcast, but there's some nice graphic art. Shout out at Stoic Lotus. Lovely. That's half of James Cameron Productions, by the way. Shout out to Nonella, Noneilla. Great sound producer. Made the intro beat, as you all know. Thank you so much for listening. Happy New Year. Hope everybody's 2020 is great. I'm out.